Okay, Richard Austin, we're here at the National Sports Center.
Yeah.
We obviously see there's quite a few people going through the umpire's instructions course. Tell us a bit about what is actually going on here at the Sports Center.
Yeah, what it is, we are getting away from the classroom and coming onto the field to do quite a bit of our field craft work. That's basically what it is. Letting umpires get the feel for being in position and stuff like that, how to move between, moving from the stumps to get into position to judge or run out to judge short runs and stuff like that. It's under the tutelage of our training officer, Roger Dill, ably assisted by Dougie. And down there we have a mix of our experienced umpires and some of our newer umpires. People like Wendell White, who's had his cup match days representing Bermuda. Neil Anglin also been out on the field for PHC and stuff like that. So we got a good little blend that's here, and they're coming out to try to make the cricket better. And that's the only way we can do it. Sometimes get away from the classroom and come onto the field.
Now, a lot must be said about the Bermuda umpires on international duty. The last few tournaments that you guys have been in, quite a few tournaments that you guys have been in, you always seem to have a representative from the Bermuda Umpires Association umpiring the final. That says a lot for the dedication and commitment that the umpires put in Bermuda to then make it to the next step.
And what you say is quite true, especially that word commitment. We are committed to what we are doing. It's not something we do just for fun on a Sunday. We put time, we put effort into it, and we are rewarded. And the reward is when we come to a tournament, first of all, we get selected. And as you saw from this tournament that was in Bermuda, the first time to have so many umpires from one country officiating in a tournament, right? So those are the type of rewards that we look forward to. It's not, going to a trip somewhere, but it's knowing that our craft, we are being rewarded well for it, we are recognized for it, and the recognition comes by doing the hard work here on the ground and stuff like this here. People might think, oh, we just come on a Sunday or on a Saturday and show up and count balls and give somebody out. No. We put a lot of work in. It's this stuff here. Earlier before you came, we had a review session of the matches that we play this weekend. So we able to share with one another, tips from what happened in the game, whether it's St. David's, whether it's up, White Hill Field, whether it's Rangers. So umpires are all kept in the loop. There's no secrets within the umpiring fraternity, and that's why we get better, right? We share it and we look out for one another.
Now let's talk about cricket developing all throughout the island. The Cricket Association, the Cricket Board have formed one league. Do you think that will bear fruit down the line, having youngsters being able to mix in and the stronger teams playing in the weaker teams?
It could. There's always a two-edged sword, and it is up to the clubs to really develop and harness their players. Don't worry about the other team. And too often we worry about this team X is better or stronger on paper than Y. As I said with our umpiring stuff, do it on the field. And if you can craft your players, get them develop the proper habits. It may not all come true, this season, because a lot of them are youngsters that coming up for the first time playing against a lot more older, more established players. So it'll take some time. But the thing about it is that you have to work on it. We can't just, it doesn't work today because X team ran away with the competition. It may happen, it may not, right? But the thing about it is to keep developing. You got to develop first before you can get those results up. If you just want results, you're not going to see it. But if you try to develop, it will come fruit. Some of the younger players that are coming through, they're good quality youngsters that are out there. But they have to be in the right teams, in the right setting, and the club coaches, they have to do the job. They have to coach them properly to bring them along, because you're not going to win everything, right? But if you instill in those fellas that we can come out there and we're going to win today, they'll be hugely disappointed. And some of the results, last weekend might seem to indicate that. But in among there, you can see some youngsters, and even in the established teams, the youngsters that play for them, remember they're coming along also, right? I could give an example with Alex Doris from my Rangers game. He's a youngster, he's just 15 years old, but he played a mature knock, 80 odd, right? But he has good older heads around him, people like the Janeros, the Stovers, and the Quam Tuckers, and those. The other clubs that have that sort of setup, those are the ones that are going to bear fruit. But if you just have a bunch of youngsters, you're throwing them to the wolves.